Headline of the morning, 3.1 million people filed for unemployment benefits last week. And of course, we're waiting for the big number, which comes tomorrow. That's the overall jobs report. It's going to be the worst in history, this nation's history for sure. Look who's here, Labour Secretary Eugene Scalia. Mr. Secretary, key question here. Have we reached the bottom of the unemployment picture? Is April as bad as it's going to get?
Well, I think we are transitioning out, Stuart. You're right. We had that 3.17 million number that we reported this morning, which is just a very large number. More than 33 million have filed for unemployment over the last 7 weeks, and that's just hard to hear. We know it reflects a lot of individual hardship. That said, as you know, the 3.17 million number this morning is the lowest it's been in several weeks. We also know that in a lot of states, people are actually going back to work. So things are very fluid right now.
Will a lot of people be tempted to stay at home because they're making more money staying home than they would if they went back to their previous jobs?
Well, Stuart, you're referring to the additional unemployment benefit made available under the CARES Act back in March, which the President signed. It's $600 a week, and it was important to us to provide an extra measure of support to American workers who are making this exceptional sacrifice. The concern you voiced, I do hear it. And a couple things on that. One, if you're on unemployment and given a chance to go back to your job, you should not be remaining on unemployment without a very good reason for not going back. Second, we are expecting the states to be mindful of that. You know, we lost a lot of jobs all at once, but we'll be regaining a lot of jobs all at once too as large companies reopen. States should keep an eye on that, be in touch with those employers and know that their workers are recalled and have the chance to go back to work. Obviously, we want people on the job when that opportunity arises.
Because there are some jobs that are not going to come back. I mean, whole industries have been decimated by this, and the number of jobs in those industries, I'm thinking of travel and leisure and entertainment, for example, not all those jobs are going to come back. So are we looking at a rearrangement of large sectors of the labor market?
I think there are going to be changes. Different segments of the economy undoubtedly are going to be affected differently. We'll put our jobs report for April out tomorrow, as you said. I'm going to look at health care. There are going to be a lot of job losses in health care, a surprising number for a lot of people. But we know that those jobs are all coming back and more. So that's one industry. Travel, you're right, that will be slower. But I do believe this, that we came into this from a very strong foundation as a result of the President's policies of tax cuts and reducing unnecessary government regulation. We have to keep those things in mind as we move forward, because I think those policies will bring us back more quickly.
Tomorrow, we're likely to see, I'm not going to make a prediction, I'm sure you're not either, but we're likely to see a jobless rate in the neighborhood of 15%. Would you project forward to the end of the year and tell us if we will still have a double-digit unemployment rate by, say, December 31st?
I'm sorry, I won't guess it tomorrow or the end of the year.
Okay.
But what I will say is, first, I think tomorrow's job report will be maybe the most contingent, fluid job report we've ever seen, because we know we're in transition. Even as there are still job losses, there are now job gains going on in the 26 some states that are starting to reopen. And I think that the discipline that business people and workers exercise now, including safety in the workplace, will be an important determinant of how quickly we are able to put jobs back as the year progresses.
How do you explain the apparent difference between long-time Democrat-run states, which are holding on to stay-at-home rules for a long time, versus largely Republican-run states, which are opening up very quickly? There appears to be a political difference here in the rate at which states open up.
Well, there are, of course, differences, too, in which states got hit hardest, and some of the states on the coasts did feel it hardest. But look, different governors are taking different approaches. I was in Arizona, spoke to Governor Ducey there, who is reopening, spoke to the governor of Oklahoma yesterday, who's reopening. I think that the governors who are approaching this in a measured way, but are prepared to reopen when the numbers indicate, are going to see benefits for the people in those states as they do so.
A quick comment, if you would, on the woman who ran a salon in Dallas, opened up early, tore up the cease and desist order, refused to apologize to the judge, and has gone to jail for 7 days. Your comment, please.
Not familiar with all the facts of the case, Stuart. I think that it is important for two things to happen. For businesses, workers to take these public health precautions seriously. But I think we do need our public officials to have some balance and proportion in how they respond to problems as they arise.
Do you work for the State Department as a diplomat, or are you with the Labor? I'm sorry, I'm being facetious. I do apologize, Mr. Secretary.
I try to be diplomatic, but you're right. I'm at the Labor Department.
Yeah, I know. You're very good at it. Eugene Scalia, Secretary of Labor, thanks for joining us, sir. It is appreciated. Thank you very much.